Welcome back, everybody, to TB Sports 27. Thank you guys so much for tuning in here. It's the second half of our Monday Night Football showdown between the Washington Commanders and the Dallas Cowboys, longtime rivals in the NFC East, and we got our first touchdown of the season on the scoreboard. 7-0. Washington has the lead, and we're getting ready to kick off the second half here, and we'll see if we can't add on to our lead here when it's all said and done, huh? I thought he would just take the knee there.
The Redskins offense takes the field, and they will start out at their own 20-yard line.
Corey Dillon has had quite the rushing attack here today. It's slowed down a little bit, but he has been significantly stronger than what he has been throughout the first 2 weeks of the season.
Mostly to the outside, and it's working okay, although I'd like to see him mix it up a little bit more. So far, he's got 54 yards on 9 carries.
54 yards. For him, that's big business. Going back to Dillon, but here now we're starting to kind of, as I said, we're starting to go back to week 1, week 2, Corey Dillon here a little bit.
Much at all on that last play.
Not a lot of room on that play. It will be third down.
Oh, look at those numbers. That's how to get it done on the ground.
And Johnson down the sideline. He must be in for, I don't even know who that is. He is in for one of our injured guys.
Yeah, that was a good call.
Ron Johnson. Wow. Here's a throwback. Going to the outside. Dillon breaks loose, hits the stiff arm, and is shoved out of bounds. Commanders putting it together on offense here.
Corey Dillon sticks close to the sidelines and racks up a bunch of yards.
Then he goes out of bounds well past the markers, I might add.
Yeah, he went for the whole enchilada on that play, and I'm not talking about those mini appetizer ones either.
A well-designed play there, Pierre, and they will move the chains.
And let me tell you,
oh, tried the screen pass to Corey Dillon, did not work. Much better day so far for Mr. Mark Bulger,
John Abraham targeted the ball
who had not gotten a touchdown, as has the entire Commanders all year long. But cashing in tonight just before the end of the half, looking to go back-to-back. Oh, it just takes the sack. Could not find anyone open, hung on to it, and ate the sack.
Great sack in the backfield. That was a great call.
Another good stop by the defense, and that will be 2 losses in a row.
Gerald Warren. That was his first sack of the year on Mark Bulger. So 3rd and 21. Play action, and boy, that took us completely the wrong way there. It was a promising drive at one point, and then just died out.
Harris gets the snap and punts it away. Ogden fields the punt.
Oh my God, that's one of the classic 2K glitches. Is they'll have a big lineman or a quarterback returning punts for you at one point. But that's just, that's one of the things we deal with. Not great, but it's an 18-year-old game. This game definitely had its flaws. I mean, it's a beautiful game. It was awesome in its day. It's awesome now, but it definitely had its flaws for sure, such as the ones we're doing now, where we have to control all the teams just to be able to change uniforms. And I know there's some draft glitches in franchise mode and stuff, which is another reason we're just letting the computer control everything, so it's kind of on an even playing field.
he will be well short of the marker.
I think I will end up going back and putting it back on 7 minutes. This maybe was good, just coming off of that Broncos and Cardinals game, to have kind of a detox of a game, if you will, like this, where we don't have to play as long. But I think definitely 7 minutes is kind of the sweet spot. So Lamont Thomas. Thought he was concussed for a second the way he was grabbing his helmet, but it's looks to be a lower leg injury there. Back on the ground to Corey Dillon, hits one stiff arm, cuts inside. So one thing I did remember when we had streamed the last 2 days, I mentioned that I don't think I had ever done a Washington playthrough, like playing it in a season mode or a franchise mode. I hadn't played with the Commanders before. I actually remembered I had. I remember this was on my roommate's Xbox One, and this was the system that made me not want to own an Xbox One after having Xbox and Xbox 360. This was the system that made me turn back to the PS4. Balder to Cronwell for the first down. He had Madden 25, and that was the Madden that I had played where I won the Super Bowl I mentioned with the Buffalo Bills, where I played a different quarterback in the divisional, the championship, and the Super Bowl because of injuries. I actually did a superstar mode where you pick one player, you just focus on one player, and I'd done it with Tim Tebow because as a Broncos fan, you know, I always wished we could have seen how, whether it be on another team or whether it had been with the Broncos or whatever, with a fair shot, how the Tebow journey would have ended up. So he was on the Patriots at the time in Madden 25, and I did 1 year there as a backup, and then he got released or traded. I don't know why I remember this so well, but I ended up going to the Arizona Cardinals, and I never got the starting job over Ryan Lindley. It was always Ryan Lindley, and I couldn't believe it. So a year with the Cardinals, and then got traded to the Giants. And I spent 2 seasons with the Giants. I got the starting job with the New York Giants, I think halfway through or early on in season 1. And we had like a really deep playoff run. And then the next year, they signed Ben Roethlisberger. And I ended up getting the backup role again. And so you just have to basically simulate the games. You could hold the ball for kicks and stuff. And then the Giants ended up winning the Super Bowl with Roethlisberger. So, go figure. And then I asked for a trade, from what I remember. And then they traded me to the Commanders here. It is a play-action fake, and we could not get the pass away. I thought this game... so we got traded to the Commanders, and we spent many seasons here, from what I remember. Gosh, at least like 6 or 7. And we had Rob Gronkowski on our team, so I remember that really helped, like having Tim Tebow as like a bruising quarterback, but then also having Gronk as someone that could kind of block and you can dump the pass off. So it was Gronk and Tebow, which was an interesting combo in Washington. And we ended up winning, I know, at least 1 Super Bowl. I think maybe 2. But that was my run with Washington. So I did have a Washington run before. And it was with Tebow and company. So there you have it. I can safely say I've never had a Cowboys franchise, though. So I know that would be a brand new team if that ever came up in team selection here. So we're getting down to it, 4th quarter, low scoring once again. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think I will bump it back up to 7 minutes after this. This was a little touch too short because we're only at the 10-minute mark as we're winding down here. So I think we will bump it back up. Maybe because the post-game shows and stuff is why the videos are coming out to be 40 minutes or so. I try to get them into that 20-30 minute length range for the old YouTube algorithm. But I'll look at the stats after it. We'll kind of observe. Oh my gosh, Rashid Saheem Rashid. So we're losing guys a lot here, injury-wise.
Kingston goes in motion.
And kind of wild. We're going to have another low-scoring game, back-to-back. The Giants and then now this Cowboys game. Jeff Garcia, third down, goes deep, and it's swatted away.
And it's incomplete. That will bring up fourth down.
And the defense holds. Defense has been very good from about the Buccaneers' middle of the first quarter on. Like the opening drive, and that was supposed to be the weak part of the team. Like our corners and our line was kind of the weak part of this team. But they held. You see the possession. So let's see. I mean, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 possessions. This will be number 7. Let's see how many possessions, just to make a comparison to see timing-wise. Let's look at the Cardinals game and see how many possessions they had. Box score, game tracker, play. So the Cardinals had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 possessions. Giants had 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh crap! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so we're at 6 right now. I think putting it back at 7 would be about. Should be right. So we'll do one 6-minute game. I already forgot the play I was doing. And then we'll go back to 7 minutes after that. There's all your injuries piling up. What does everybody want? 7-3, Commanders trying to get their first win of the year. Bulger completes it to T.O., who's having a monster day today. John Lynch frustrated.
Gets this one past the secondary quite easily. I think the safeties were out of position on that one, Dan. Now that kind of accuracy is hard to cover, Dan.
102 yards for Terrell Owens.
Great pass, Peter, and he's having a terrific day so far.
You bet. So far, he's got 217 yards and 1 touchdown.
Back on the ground to Corey Dillon. They've zeroed in on him.
Will get stopped at the line, and that brings up second down.
John Abraham targeted the ball carrier early and didn't even let him get back.
Here's the strategy, though. Do you keep trying to pound the rock and run that clock down? Or do you go to the air to try to win it via touchdown here? Bulger again. He's been hit a lot back there. They call it chop block? Clipping.
Geno James clipped his man on that last play. And
my gosh.
Through the flag, there's a penalty.
Well, it may come down to defense in this one. Corey Dillon runs into his own guy, tried to pick up some yardage. There's John Lynch on the stop, and now it's going to be 3rd and very, very long here for the Commanders. So this will come down to basically defense in the 2-minute warning here. Bulger's going to go deep, and T.O. had a chance on 3rd and 31 to come up with a huge first down. He lets it hit him in the fingertips. Well defended, but I mean, that hit, that was about as perfect as you can get. Hitting T.O. in the fingertips.
That's what pressure on 1st and 2nd down will get you. You push them into a hole, and then it's hard to.
So it's going to be up to the defense here to give us our first win of the year in another defensive slugfest after we just had 9-5. How about 7-3? You thought 9-5 was bad. 7-3.
Jonathan Alden returned for a few there, but after that gigantic punt, it was like tearing a single page out of War and Peace. It doesn't make much of a difference.
Here we go. Garcia over the middle. And that'll take us to the 2-minute warning.
46-yard line. Garcia fires this one.
As a little friendly reminder, follow along with us all our different social medias, Twitch for live streaming, Patreon, YouTube, X, Ko-fi.
Loses 2, and the clock will continue to run.
3rd and 2. They hand it off, and it's not a first down. And the Cowboys are going to punt? Wow. No, they're going to fake it. Oh, and they got the first down. Oh, my God, what a trick. I wasn't even expecting that. I thought the AI was being stupid. Here comes Dallas. They're still running the football. They need a touchdown. Field goal doesn't do anything for him with a minute here. Garcia dumps it off. Like I said, he's had a big case of that today, and timeout's going to be called. Garcia's not really had too much confidence to be going down the field. Commander fans getting hyped up. Pressure is on, and it comes down to 4th and 6 for the first win of the season. And he goes short, and Jeff Garcia. I mean, it's a case of the yips or what? Oh, Garcia thought he had the angle to pick up the first down.
They had the right idea there, going for it, trying to put the ball in the end zone, but they...
How about our Commanders? They got... We can just take knees the rest of the way. We'll have to punt it. We'll have to punt it with very little time left on the clock. But I'll take it. We'll try to get some offense on one of these games. I don't know, you know. I don't remember being in this many offensive showdowns in this such a manner in my time playing this back in the day.
There's a loss that'll bring up 4th down.
So seconds left. Do we dare just do the run around thing?
Another 40 seconds will roll off the clock here.
Should we do like the fake punt pass and just run around? We might try that because we'll be way back there and we can easily get 9 seconds to come off the clock.
Well, Dan, they're not going to hurry here, and there's really no reason to. They're going to take as much time as possible.
Here we go. Oh, he didn't get the snap off in time. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. God, I thought I'd time that.
The Redskins dawdled back there, and that gave them a delay of game penalty.
4th down, and the punting unit is on the field.
Here we go. And just heave it up. And he actually caught it. Unbelievable. And the Commanders have won. Yo, you won, son. You won.
Derek Ross is here to play, I tell you. What a
the Commanders are in the win column. Cowboys fall to 2-1. Commanders 1-2. Let's listen to the post-game show, and then we'll do a little wrap-up here. We'll listen in.
Until next time.
Good job, baby. Good job. Good to see you, though. That's all right now.
Okay, Dan, thank you very much. And let's welcome all of you back to the studio. I'm Chris Berman here to bring you our ESPN video games post-game wrap-up. The Redskins stepped it up for sure, putting up some good numbers. Let's get started in this one early in the third quarter. Ron Johnson ran a terrific route here and was able to pull this one in. The ball at their own 44-yard line. Mark Bolger would drop back and deliver a strike on this one. Cowboys back by 4. Antonio Bryant had to work to find an opening, but he was able to haul this one in. Mark Bolger would drop back and deliver a strike on this one. And that's where we'll leave this one. Skins squeaked out a win, 7-3. Now let's check in with our player of the game. A guy who made one big-time catch after another to help seal the win for his team. Terrell Owens was kind enough to give us a moment of his time, and he's on the field with Susie Calvert. Susie?
Thank you, Chris. You helped carry your team today. You may have the ingredient your team needed to pull out a win here. What gave you guys the edge today?
Both teams came out ready to play today. Luckily, we were able to come up with some big key plays down the field, and luckily we came out on top.
Chris, back to you.
Well, that just about does it. Thanks so much for joining us.
Okay. Oh, I had to listen to him
We'll see you next time
finish
here
his yapping.
on ESPN, celebrating 25 years as the worldwide leader in
Okay,
sports.
that's crazy.
I'm Chris Berman. So long.
Okay, well, there you go. We are on the board, so I'm going to go ahead now, before I forget, my Broncos. What a loss they suffered today. Yeah, I'm going to bump it back up to 7. Actually, forgot to look at the stats like I said I was going to with you guys. Can we look at stats? No, okay. I am going to go back right now. Turn this just down so it's not blasting your ears. We will turn this back up to 7. I think fast was fine. I think that was all good, so I don't mind that. I haven't even checked any emails, so yeah, the calendar. See where we are in the standings. Cardinals undefeated in the NFC, and the Titans and the Chargers. What a bizarre time. Transactions that the computer is controlling for us. So can we not do... Like, did I just blow it? Can we not look at stats from a game? Look at those terrible scores. Man, we have scored single digits. 3, 5, 7. How bad? What are we doing wrong? So, okay, can we not look at stats from an individual game? Best quarterback rating is our punter off of that fake punt. John Kitten is the man right now. You can see what everyone's team is on, in case you were wondering. So some minor spoilers, I guess. We're trying to keep it a surprise. Brady, he way down there. He's not having the best day. Okay, if I'm doing it wrong, let me know, but there does not appear to be a way to look at stats. Boy, we're paying him a lot of money. There does not appear to be a way to look at stats. Like for an individual game. Like I said, unless I'm completely in the wrong location. But either way, what we're going to do, we are going to say goodbye to you for now. We're going to play the Week 3 wrap-up show. Bump the time back up to 7 minutes. Maybe we'll get some more points on the scoreboard. I mean, we've played 3 games, and Tampa Bay has been the only team to get double digits. So far, it's been all single digits. But either way, we're taking it back old school. If you want to join us live, Twitch is the place to do so. Patreon, you get everything early and ad-free. Help support the channel. You get some exclusive videos and content as well. Subscribe on YouTube. We upload all these in short form on YouTube. This episode is going to come out December 27th. So follow us on Twitter and support the channel on Ko-fi and on Streamlabs as well. I should make a little Streamlabs icon, but you guys can click that there on Twitch to help support the channel. So we're going to take it here to Chris Berman, who's going to wrap up week number 3 with you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for cheering me up after what I just watched with the Broncos and the Cardinals today. Terrible. Yeah, let's see how this week ended up. We'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for tuning in. As always, you guys are the best.
This is SportsCenter.
Hi there, I'm Chris Berman. We got a lot of games to cover, so let's get to it. In our first game this week, we had the Titans come away with a 7-point win. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Boomer, thanks. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. Ray Lewis will be on the sidelines for a while, so this defense will need to do some reshuffling in his absence. He's suffering from a pulled calf muscle, and that'll keep him out for 6 weeks. In front of you, we've got the NFC list. And as you can see, they could form their own MASH unit. LeVar Arrington will be on the sidelines for a while, so this defense will need to do some reshuffling in his absence. He's suffering from a pulled calf muscle, and that'll keep him out for 4 weeks. Now we'll move on to our top story of the day. Jason Gilden is going to find himself on the shelf, and that will be a major blow to his team. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
Chad Johnson stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. Tom Brady threw for 250-plus yards and helped his Chiefs beat the Texans. At the home of the Indy 500, we had the Colts squeeze out a 4-point victory. Cowboys, Redskins. Aaron Beasley was in the right place at the right time, as his interception was a possible momentum shifter. The Redskins win this one by the final score of 7-3. In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the Bears pick up win number 2. Up at Giant Stadium, we had the Giants get sent home with a 14-point loss. The Chargers airmailed 300-plus yards in their victory at Invesco Field at Mile High. 49ers, Seahawks.
Brett Favre calling signals at the 9-yard line. Crowd into it now. Rolls right. And look at this toss across his body between defenders. Picture perfect 6.
The Seahawks go on to win this by the final score of 17-14. The Buccaneers lost on the road, but will get to head home and meet the Broncos. Eddie Kennison stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. Tyrone Calico pulled down 100-plus receiving yards and helped his Cardinals beat the Falcons. Ravens, Bengals.
Fred Taylor is just thinking, let's get out of the shadow of our own goal line. There's a first down. What shadows? The only shadows are the defenders behind him. He could go all the way. A 98-yard run.
The Bengals win this one by the final score of 31-24. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League, as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. Bailey will be playing his football elsewhere, though perhaps not for as much as he would have liked. 5 years, $4.9 million. Leonardo Carson will also have a new address for a while as he signs a 4-year contract with the Bengals. Jay Williams will be moving on from his current address, and he gets a pretty good deal to do it. 3 years, $2.1 million. George Reister is also on the move as he signs a robust 5-year contract with the Giants.
And in our final game, we had the Steelers come away victorious. So that'll just about do it. But before we go, I'm going to toss out a few game balls to my prime-time players. Each and every one of these men had a week to remember. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN. the worldwide leader in sports.